Oh, hey there. I don't think it's any mystery that I'm not a huge fan of the government. Not just ours, but any government. Now, at some point, somebody comes up to one of the disciples, one of the 12 disciples of Jesus, and they're like, so, Jesus doesn't pay the temple tax, huh? And he's like, ugh. So he goes to Jesus and he says, hey, they're saying that, you don't pay the temple tax. And Jesus is like, well, clearly I would be exempt from the temple tax for obvious reasons. But to avoid offense, I'll tell you what, go cast a line. You're going to catch a fish. The first fish you catch, look in its mouth, there's going to be a gold coin in there. It's enough to pay your temple tax and my temple tax, just to basically shut them up. And so then Peter goes, he catches a fish, and sure enough, there's a gold coin in his mouth, and he's like, good, go pay the temple tax. Clearly I'm exempt, but whatever, we paid it. And I often feel like that. I feel like I have all these people that come to me and they go, I don't know how to do your job, but my book says you're doing it wrong. And I'm like, I feel like you would have a hard time figuring out which end of a hammer to use. I can build a house in 34 working days from the ground up. So who should be telling who what to do here? But you know what? If it makes you happy, here's your building permit fee. But then they're like, that's not good enough. You know what we need to do? We need to have an engineer sign off on it. I'm like, oh my goodness, let's reinvent the wheel, right? I mean, every single time I'm just like, and they go, well, I mean, we have to have an engineer to tell us what shape of wheels to use. I'm like, it's round. The answer is gonna be round. And they go, have you thought about triangle shape? I'm like, yeah, I thought about it. It's a horrible idea. Well, what about rectangles? I'm like, do you understand anything? It's gonna be round. And they go, you gotta pay an engineer. I'm not an engineer, I don't understand it. And I go pay an engineer and they go, yeah, round wheels. I'm like, how much? And then they tell me and I'm like, time to go fishing.